Y'all, welcome back to Memaw's house. Today we're making lasagna roll-ups. Here are the ingredients we'll be using. For the roll-up, we'll have lasagna noodles, cottage cheese, mozzarella cheese, spinach, garlic salt, and the sauce is really easy. It's packaged sauce, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. We'll start by sauteing 1 package of washed fresh spinach. If you don't have the time to cook spinach, you can certainly use frozen spinach. You want to thaw it and make sure you squeeze out any extra water and season it with garlic salt. Set that aside. Now, while the spinach is cooking, let's start our water to cook the pasta. I'm going to use probably around 10 sheets of lasagna pasta. I have the spinach cooked and the noodles on. We can saute the green pepper and onions for our sauce. I've chopped up this green pepper and onion pretty moderately. It's not a big chop, but it's not a fine chop either. So chop it the way you want it, and in about 8 to 10 minutes, your noodles will be cooked well enough to drain. We want to saute these vegetables with a little garlic salt, and I use some olive oil to saute them. Now, while those are draining, I'm going to brown my ground beef meat. When it's almost done, I'm going to season it with garlic salt. Now, I am putting a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of my pan, and I'm using a little bit of Italian sausage with my ground chuck. The chuck doesn't have a lot of fat, so that's why I added the olive oil. But I'll drain all of that off once all of my meat is cooked. Drain the fat off of the meat, and I'm going to add my sauteed vegetables, sauteed green pepper and onion. And once I stir that in, I'm going to add a jar of Ragu spaghetti sauce. If you want to make it from scratch, go on, girl. You feel free to do that. Add whatever you want to, but I'm using Ragu. Now, I'm using a big container of Ragu because I have about 1.5 pounds of meat. And I want to have enough sauce for another meal at another time. When I make spaghetti sauce, I like to make a lot of it because we eat spaghetti around here. So I'm going to stir that together well, and then I'll let that simmer while I get the filling ready. So I've drained in a 16-ounce package of cottage cheese, and you may use ricotta or anything like that if that's what you prefer. To the cottage cheese, I add 1 egg, mozzarella, and Kobe Jack cheese. I added that Kobe Jack, y'all, because I had some extra left over and I didn't want it to go bad, so I just used it on up. Then I'm going to get the rest of the ingredients in. Now let's get back to that spinach. I'm cutting the spinach up with my kitchen shears to make it bite-sized. If you use that frozen spinach, you may not have to do this step, but I'll add that to the cheese mixture. Now it's time to assemble our dish. I'm going to start with my 9 by 13 Pyrex dish, And I'm going to put some sauce down in the bottom of that dish. Cover that bottom with a good amount of sauce because you want to be able to scoop up your lasagna roll with some sauce when you go to serve it. Now I'm ready to assemble. I'm going to put some of my cheese mixture down on the lasagna. I'll roll it up and I'll place it in. That's all I'm going to say right here because I want you to enjoy the music. Now that I've cleaned up my area, I can go ahead and cover my lasagna with more sauce. And we're going to put that leftover cheese, the last little bit rather of my mozzarella cheese on top. Now at this point in the game, you can actually cover this up with saran wrap and then aluminum foil and slide the whole thing in the freezer so that you can have it for later. But I'm going to put it in a 350-degree oven and bake it for about 45 minutes. Look at that sauce bubbling, y'all, and the kitchen smells delicious. Y'all, so my lasagna roll-ups are done. Actually, I was able to make 2 dishes of that. And that's wonderful because I'm going to freeze one. Anytime I make spaghetti sauce or any sauce like that, I try to make more than enough. 2 doses, if you will. That's the nurse in me talking. But 2 batches so that I can have spaghetti sauce for later on. And even this time, I was able to make a whole nother meal for later on. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit too hot yet for the taste testers to taste, but I'll put a clip on it at the end. But in the meanwhile, y'all be blessed. Bye. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you give this recipe a try. If you'd like to see me make something else, please don't hesitate to put it in the comments. And if you haven't already subscribed, please feel free to do so. Y'all be blessed. Bye.